clap and I clap.
Twice clapped. That means thrice clapped.
Thrice clapped.
That's very good.
That's good.
Welcome back to another episode of
Filmmakers Brain.
Today we're talking about Brian de Palma's movie Carlito's Way.
Yeah.
From '93.
You're a Brian de Palma sucker, so you're very, very excited about this.
Yeah, I'm like this is a great film.
This is the thing.
And it has something that I've already talked about, and something that I've already said that I want to use so much. When it's allowed, or when it's like
when it's allowed.
Yeah, well, if the movie allows me to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Yeah, exactly. So the movie is about an ex-con that when he leaves jail, he wants to like move on with his life, leave everything behind him, the gangster life, the crazy, wild, Goodfellas life. Yeah,
everything that he used to do.
Yeah, and have like a normal life. I don't remember what his plan was, but for his plan to work, he needed like $8,000 or
wasn't
like
his plan?
$80,000.
His plan was to move away to Miami or something and start up a company that rents out cars.
Yeah,
that's what he wanted to do with his life.
Exactly.
He was like, I want to live the life in Florida or whatever it was, like the paradise. He want to get to paradise.
But of course, something happens and they keep pulling me back in. I love
and
that.
And kind of fast too. Like he gets out of prison, he straight out gets pulled into new shit.
And it's also like it's not something that he was forced to do. Well, yeah, it was, but he didn't need to go.
No, and I what I like is that Carlito, the main character, is played by Al Pacino, whom I have a very special relationship to.
Yeah.
Tell us. So when I was a child, when I was like, I don't even know, a couple of months. So one of the first things that my father taught me to say was "hua," which is from Scent of a Woman, which is one of his older movies. Like my father would go, "Isabell, what does Al Pacino says?" And I would go, "hua." Like I would be a couple of months. It was super funny, but I love I've almost seen. I thought that I had almost seen every Al Pacino movie there is, but apparently there are a few left.
Wait, you haven't seen the movie that I bought?
Which one?
I remember the name of it.
No, but you're right. You showed me the other week. But I have seen like a lot of Al Pacino movies because my father is a huge fan.
Yeah, me too.
And Scent of a Woman is also one of my favorite movies of all time, and it will end up here. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's all right with me. And Scent of a Woman is actually like one of the movies that have you seen like The Godfather and you've seen like I don't know Scarface, and then you see Scent of a Woman and you're like Al Pacino is a great fucking actor.
Has an amazing actor. He has
whatever.
Every face.
Yeah, exactly.
Which leads me to another thing, because in this movie, right when he gets out of prison, like one quote that I put down, because when I watched this, I was so attached to it. He says that when you get out of prison, it's like everyone's got a different face than you remember.
Oh.
And this hit me so hard when he said that, because it doesn't only have to do when you get out of prison. Like that could apply to so many things in life.
Well, yeah, for sure.
You're losing your way here.
Yeah, a little bit, because I think it's just I have too much to talk about.
Yeah, well, go ahead. I switched tracks, so you go ahead.
Well, we can actually let's talk about. He went out of jail, right? And the first thing he does, or not the first thing, but he goes on. Is it the first thing? No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not, because he goes and like fucks some bitches or something like that.
He finds his old love, you mean?
Did
Have you even watched this movie?
I did.
I watched this movie yesterday. Karim did not.
Yeah, I didn't watch it yesterday, but he went to a club with his lawyer.
Yeah.
And in the club,
he did not fuck bitches there.
No, he did not. But you get what I mean. He went out and celebrated. But I'm talking about the scene in the like bar bowling alley death massacre thing.
Right.
And
there's this young kid.
His cousin? No.
Maybe it is.
I think
I
he
actually
was- he
did
was
not catch
related,
that,
yeah.
but this was a guy that knew exactly who Carlito was and who, saw him as a famous person and said, "Hey, I just gotta go get this deal done. Could you come with me or whatever?" And Carlito really doesn't want to go with him, but he ends up going anyway. And when he gets into it, it's a trap.
Yeah.
Basically, so it ends up everyone's being shot in there, and Carlito's leaving the place with the money that was a part of the heist.
Yeah, so the kid was like, yeah, he was gonna make some deal.
Yeah,
And
a drug deal.
yeah, and he knows like the legend behind Carlito.
Yeah.
As said. But the thing that I want to get at in that scene is that it's like an introduction to the way that De Palma uses color in the entire movie.
That's right. It's very vibrant colors, which I am in love with.
Yeah, and like for like the red, you know, and how that gets you a little bit scared because you know.
And how it symbolizes blood and intensity and a lot of feelings that you're supposed to get from this scene.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have like this shot of the door to the bathroom where you see a bit of light coming out, and it's like this beautiful, you know, angelic
glory light.
Yeah, glory light.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that glory light makes you think something is gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, and it does.
Something is
does
wrong.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's the only one that outlives everybody else and the shooting in such a brutal and at the same time funny way.
And he was not supposed to be there in the first place.
Yeah, and he gets involved in this big thing, and then let's not talk about the story. I wanna really get into like the colors, and you know the first thing you see. Okay, so
like to summarize it up because you
Yeah.
have so much things to say that you're getting yourself tied in a knot here.
Yeah.
But basically, because of this situation, Carlito is getting drawn into stuff that makes him a criminal again, and he's having the the police officers chasing him. He has the old DA chasing him. He has people chasing him in different kinds of directions, and he immediately puts himself in situations where he basically ends up an enemy to the enemy.
Yeah.
And on the side, he also is trying to get back together with his old love that he had before going to jail. And these two different like directions for the main character are not matching very well.
I think, it doesn't, because it's not helping him, because his love, of course, doesn't want him to be some criminal. So he like the movie has a clear goal.
It has a clear path.
Yeah, he wants to get out of this life.
Yes.
Right, and he's just so you have this like, okay, so he needs the money to get out.
Yeah.
And he gets involved with this club that he partially owns, and he's there all the time, and he's trying to make the business goes well, and like there's gangsters or whatever.
He's trying to make the money to get to paradise. He's always referring to the fact that as soon as I earn this money, I will leave this life behind. So we're all immediately getting like a sense of time that this is a time that will soon end.
Yeah.
But it's also like it's reaching the higher intensity of the movie.
Yeah, and with that goal in mind, like the first thing you see in the movie is like it's almost spoiling. It's spoiling, but it's also putting up this wall for you, because like you know that he's gonna get shot somewhere in the movie.
Yeah, right? Sure.
Because that's the beginning, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah,
beautifully shot in black and white, and awesome beginning.
This is also a movie that ends where it begins.
Yeah,
which I love. Which is very like. It's kind of common in gangster movies or in like heist movies, thrillers or whatever, that you begin the movie with how it will end. And this movie is really good. Like Brian de Palma is a genius when it comes to like tying up the story.
Yeah. So the intro is just amazing, and it's really it makes you know exactly what's gonna happen, and you're almost like, okay, so he's not gonna make it out, and it puts up this tension, growing tension towards the end, but at the same time you're still hoping that he's gonna make the train.
Yes.
But you do know that he's gonna get shot.
Yeah.
You know?
So you also don't know if is it happening now or is it happening afterwards or...
Yeah. And the thing that I told you that I've already talked about, and something that I really want to use, is the ending. And the ending shot, yes, basically.
Which is insane. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's her.
I was
it's
not amazed.
Yeah.
I was fucked up by that shot.
Yeah.
I was all like, when I was watching this, I was like, yeah, I was sitting down, I'd watched this long movie, and then I was suddenly, what the hell is happening right now?
It's really mesmerizing.
Yeah.
And it's...
beautiful camera work.
It's one of those pictures where, it in your head, the movie's still going.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The movie never finished, and he dreams of this paradise getting real. And it's like, well, that says a lot about...
They even use it in the credits.
Yeah, that is what I want to use,
Yeah.
They did that in Good Time.
Yeah.
The Safdie brothers.
Yes.
Used it in Good Time, where like you see the brother, in that room doing that activity, and like they're talking and stuff is happening,
right,
and the credit comes up. I really want to use that.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but we'll see.
I sort of have used that.
You did?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. I did this short film. I think we've talked about it before in the podcast as well. That my last short film that I did before leaving community college, The Astronaut, which was a Kickstarter project. At the end, because it's about a boy who dreams of being an astronaut. So the final shot is when he gets into a car in his astronaut suit, which is just a part of his imagination, basically. And then when the car drives away, the shot keeps going up the sky, and the sky is changing into space, basically, and stars starts appearing. So not the same way like that, but it's still getting into the imagination of the character, ending the movie where his dreams are headed.
That's pretty cool. I haven't seen that movie.
No, you haven't. You haven't seen the. No, you haven't.
No, I haven't. And we've.
It's on YouTube, kids.
We've said that we're gonna make a day out of it.
That's
that we're
right.
gonna just go through all the movies.
Yeah.
But have you thought anything about why the black and white?
I think because the final shot is also it's changing the entire path, because of the switch and because of the camera work going all upside down and then heading upside.
That's so beautiful.
So I think that it has to do with the characters' way shifting, basically. Right now it's all shattered in some sort of way, that we switch colors, we switch feelings, we switch everything. It's like we change everything that we saw before. Even though we knew that he was going to get shot, we would not imagine it happening this way. Even though it's a gangster movie, and even though it's kind of what do you call it, you can see it happening, but you can't see it happening, basically. Okay. So when it happens, it's all shattering your picture of how this was going to happen, even though you could picture it in front of you. I'm talking in different ways right now, I'm going against myself. But
no, I think I understand, and
yeah.
I think it's a cool way of describing it.
Yeah,
I would say, and he's really he's really visual.
Yes.
With what he wants to say, as of many movies we've talked about, he's also really visual storytelling.
Yes.
He uses the camera in ways to make you feel stuff, and actually, Carlito's way is the most the one. Well, there's several movies he's done that has been compared to Hitchcock's movies.
Yes.
But this movie is at the top of that comparison, and it's it's not a storytelling type of like comparison, but it's like how, you know, Hitchcock, like he pioneered the way of visualizing.
Yeah, sure.
Or like visually telling the story,
or finding his own language to tell a story through.
Exactly.
Basically.
And this movie also, like, really, like, you want to know how, or not how, but like what visual storytelling through the camera is.
Yeah.
Watch this movie. It like, it makes you feel everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just know that I'm gonna see this movie a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get like.
But that was actually a feeling I got as well. Like when I had finished it, I was like, I instantly got a feeling that this is a movie that I will see more than once, because of the fact that this is also a story that is it's very like script-wise told the right way. It has a climax, it has a point of no return, it has an introduction of the character and the character's life and what happened before, now, and everything. Like, this is a very clear path for the main character, which I could see. Like, I could see the line of the story arc going up and down and everything through the movie. And that was very, like, comforting in some sort of way as a person who knows how scripts, like...
and it's really almost like... you know, going through the arc and like how the movie is.
Yeah.
It's almost like De Palma just put a lot of time into the ending.
Yes.
Like the ending part.
Yeah, you said that today as well. Like it's a typical movie where he put like more energy towards the second part of the movie, or the second act, or the final act.
Because I really feel like it's almost like a masterpiece. Just the suspense of, you know, the gangsters going after him in the train station, and him.
Yeah, and they're getting more and more like they're
getting
more
closer
and
and closer, and then they see him.
Yeah, and when you finally think that he will make it, then you have this guy saying, "Hey, this I think it's Bobby from the Bronx or whatever," and you go, "Shit."
Yeah,
like you feel with the character a lot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you almost made it.
But it's like the ending. The ending is just perfect.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and it's a really great film. Like I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, and actually, I was talking to Jonas today.
Yeah.
And he said that he thinks this movie is like one of the most rewatchable films from De Palma.
I could see that.
Like it's one of those that you just like. It's also why it's a cult hit, you know.
Yeah.
It's because you wanna as of Scarface, you just wanna watch it again and again and again.
We're getting there.
Yeah. But do you wanna put in some last words?
My last words were probably, I like this. It's hard because there's a lot to say about this movie, but I feel that this is very inspiring, like, because it's a gangster movie, but it's not the classical gangster movie. In some sort of way it is, like, if you watch the visual parts and how he has put the dark city with the dark parts and the dark clothing and how gangsters are dressed and everything, then it's very typical, like even stereotypical. But then you have like the guy, the girl, the future dreams and everything, and you would go, well, hey, this is not the typical gangster movie anyhow. So I think it's very inspirational that in some sort of way he mixed genres, but in a way that wasn't clear. It wasn't see-through. It was very like well thought out.
Yeah, and for me, for sure, I agree with it being really inspiring, and for sure, like, I've learned a lot from this movie. And I love when I get that feeling from movies. But I also have, like, some trouble with it. You know, I have my critique.
Yes.
Because there's, like... And that's why I feel he almost put more energy into the last part. Because, like, some scenes, you know, after he got out, and just the building into, you know, getting
It's a very long movie.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours and 24 minutes, and to criticize it, it wasn't that wasn't needed.
Yeah, I think there was too much time put into
the build-up.
The build-up, you know, of him going into this like club life and whatever,
yes.
like or whatever
which
happened.
didn't make sense in the end anyway. So like, or like wasn't important for the end of the story as much.
I guess, but it was important for like, you know, putting up a wall, or like how he's trying to get into paradise, but also why the troubles keep coming back to him.
Yeah. Because
he was in that situation.
Yeah.
But I love Brian de Palma. Yeah.
Is that your famous last words?
Yeah. I love him.
We're
He's
ending with your love of Brian
guy,
de Palma.
Great guy. Like Blowout. Was it Blowout? The movie that we saw? Yeah, Blowout. Amazing film. Like, damn. Are
you going to sit here and mention
Scarface.
all of them?
Such a great movie.
Yeah. Okay, so
yeah, you want to end it?
I want to end it. Yeah, well, this was a filmmaker's brain. No, but okay. So
thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Next week we're talking about This Is Where I Leave You, which is an American drama film from 2014.
Yeah, a bit of a newer film.
Film, and also very different from this.
Very different, but
genre-wise.
But very like I felt that it was very close to Wish I Was Here. Which it is.
Yeah.
When we're gonna talk about that.
More about that next week. Push the like button. Push the subscribe button. Push all.